everyone. Good morning. Happy Sunday or good afternoon, whatever, depending on where you live. So this is the first stream of the new year, and I guess the first stream I've done in quite a while, but that's just life has been crazy. The end of this last year was something else. And then I ended up catching my daughter's flu at the start of this year. So I was like, hey, this is fun. But I'm able to stream today. So anyway, I popped on a little early just so I could adjust a few things. But today I am coloring Whimsical Darlings, Cute and Simple is the name of the book. Now this is on Etsy. It's a PDF book done by Yana Prosperina. For some reason, the images she does for these books in particular, I just want to color with markers. I don't know why. I really wanted to use my Arteza or Copics, but I know a lot of people don't own those. So I'm using my Ohuhus. I am going to just work off this chart that Mystic Sparkle Wings made. However, she did send me a new one. She's updated it again. So I'm going to be filling it out and redoing it based on the changes she's made. But yeah, I'll be using this chart to pick some colors. Let's see. Hi, Emily, Brooke, and Kristen. Welcome. So yeah, we're just going to be coloring this with markers. I did print this on the hammer mill paper I like. As always with anytime I'm coloring, I do have my paper listed in the description below. You have to scroll down a little bit. It's just in a section called papers I frequently use or something like that. So scroll down to that. But this is the paper I typically use for markers. It lets the ink stay wet so I can kind of manipulate it a little longer. You don't have to use this. I don't like marker paper, and I don't want to use Express It blending card because, well, that's just too expensive. So this was my what I found, and it works pretty well. Okay, so I've picked out a few colors. Yeah, not totally sure if I'm gonna go in the direction of the colors I picked. I'm debating, but I don't know why this cute little girl with like the umbrella stood out to me. I almost wanted to do like the happy birthday one or something like that because my channel anniversary is coming up, but it wasn't speaking to me. Hi, Cheryl. Okay. So let's get started. I am going to zoom in though. So let me get us zoomed in because I want you guys to be able to see the caps because I'll hold up the caps so you can see the colors. Oh, this is the slowest zoom ever. There we go. All right. I'll zoom out like later. I am going to do a giveaway in the stream for the PDF books that you can get these cute little gals from. So just keep an eye out for that. Nightbot should spam that. Wow, I haven't streamed in so long. I'm forgetting how to talk. Okay, so I'm probably going to start with her hair because I picked some colors for that. So this is, I'm going to do a brown hair just because the rest of her is going to be so colorful. I didn't want to take away, but I'm going to try E130. Come on, camera. Which is copper, E260, which is leather, and E490, which is in a deep orange. When I looked at the swatch, though, it didn't look like a deep orange. It's like right there, but we shall see. So yeah, let's get started. Now I have to remember because I want to make sure I stay on camera. I'm going to move my extra markers out of the way. I've only picked out enough to do so many things. Yes. Okay. We'll start with this section of hair. All right. So we're going to start with the, if I can get it on camera, the E130. Hopefully this one has enough ink. Because if I remember right, this one was running low last time I used it. But I hope everyone's been doing well. Had a good start to the new year. It's what, January 7th today? I think. I don't even know. Yeah, my little one, right after Christmas, my youngest, ended up catching the flu. So now we're on to E260. She caught the flu, had an ear infection, and strep throat. So that kind of threw off my recording and just about everything else. I had a feeling she had strep because of her symptoms. So I had them test it. Plus, it's going around the schools. But yeah, when we went in and they're like, oh, she's got an ear infection and she has the flu. I was like, well, already then. E490 is just going to be my highlight color. I have to throw that in there. And then I'll do a second coat because markers never look pretty the first time around. All right, so I got my E130 again. And I do the flicking motion for hair with markers, not as crazy as with pencils, but I don't know. It's just a natural habit, I guess now. I don't know. Okay, and then we got our E260 again, which is that leather color. I actually might put my base color down first on the next set and see if I like that better. And then we have E490, again called Deep Orange, but it's not a deep orange color. If you're new to markers, one thing to remember with markers, alcohol markers, is when you're using a light color, it can actually suck up the ink you've put down. So you'll notice like how it's kind of sucked up a little bit of my ink here. All of the lighter colors will always soak up some of the darker colors. And then the other thing is never judge your page until it dries, because wet markers versus dry markers are very different. So if it looks ugly when it's wet, wait a while. Yeah, the instructions to join the giveaway, Nightbot will be putting those in throughout the stream. So okay, I'm gonna start with my highlight color and see if I like it better this way. So this is the E490. And the giveaway is only for in stream. So if you're not in the stream when I pull the giveaways, it's not going to like be available after. So you do have to be in stream when I pull them. I'm going to be giving away 2 copies. So keep that in mind. And then I'll probably do one, I don't know, closer to midway through, and then another one near the end. I don't know how long I'll stream today. I haven't streamed in so long, and streaming is quite taxing. So I'm out of practice, if you will. I'm out of practice coloring and talking at the same time and reading a chat. It's a learned skill, and it's not like riding a bike. You have to like ease your way into it. But hopefully you guys can see the color on the lid. And hi to everyone coming in. If I missed you, sorry. It's hard to like catch everybody, especially with markers, because markers kind of have to work a little bit quicker, get the color down and get it just where you want it before it dries. It's the one, I don't know if picking markers was the best move to come back to streaming with, but we'll see. Like, I'm all over the place. I'll probably put down, whoop. of the video we did coloring with the tri-blend markers. I really like the tri-blends. I don't do a ton of videos with them though, because I know they're not easy to get, and they can be kind of pricey for some people, especially with the way you have to acquire them. But yeah, I do like the tri-blends. I wish they had more ink. You know, obviously the inkwell is pretty sparse if you have one marker holding 3 colors. I really wanted to use my Copics today, but I know not everyone has Copics, so I wanted to do a marker that most people have, or close enough. I really need to work on like a Copic conversion chart. But the problem is the haphazard numbering system they've done over the years with Ohuhu kind of makes that difficult. So we'll see. All right. Now this is still wet, so like I said, I'm just using my light color, by the way. Don't judge the colors until they dry, because this is very wet. Like I can even feel it on the back of the page. Let's see. The colors are a little too far apart to get a good blend. They shouldn't be on the tri-blends. I've used the tri-blends quite a bit myself, and I haven't had that issue. In fact, that's one thing I like is the blends are pretty easy, and you can make your own blends as well. Let's see. Ooh, butterflies. I would love to get a tattoo, but I can't commit to things. So I mean, I can commit to my marriage, but yeah, like I know I'll be that person that'll get a tattoo and then be like, "Oh, I hate it." So that's why I've never gotten one. My husband has quite a few. Shouldn't say quite a few. I mean, depends on what someone considers quite a few, right? But he has a military one, a firefighter. What he did was his grandfather was a firefighter and passed away, so he put his grandfather's badge as a tattoo on him, and then a few others. But yeah, I don't know. I'd always thought, oh, I'd get a tattoo of this, and then I would change my mind. So let's see, a dragon. Ooh, cool. I always love looking at the tattoos people get, and oh my gosh, the artistry behind tattoos, like the people that, make the tattoo, holy cow. It's just amazing what they do. All right. Trying to keep the cap in frame so you can see what color I'm working on, because it's kind of a pain to keep calling the color out. But yeah, I'm just kind of going through. And let's see. Yeah, there's like this one tattoo artist out here. He has like a 6-month waiting list because he is just so good that everybody wants to use him. I mean, but that's who you want to be, right? You want to be the person that has a monster waiting list. All right. That's my other fear, is like it'll get messed up and then it'll be permanent. I mean, I guess it's not permanent. You can pay to remove it, but you know what I mean. I should just leave the caps off, but I hate leaving caps off. It's my OCD that takes over on that one. I hope the lighting is okay. We have a snowstorm outside right now, so it's bright-ish, but not as bright as it would normally be. I almost wish now that I did a black hair on her. Oh, well. My markers are really dirty too. That's a lot of gunk. See all that gunk right there? That's not good. I don't take care of cleaning my Ohuhus as much as I do my Copics. So, as you can tell. All right, let me check. One thing. Oops. All right. And we'll go back to this one. Does anyone else have snow? We have had the weirdest weather. So normally we have a couple like snowstorms in December. We don't always have a white Christmas. But I mean, we'll usually have some like snow still on the ground from past storms. But like this year, it's been like completely dry. We get like no snow. And then yesterday and today it finally started snowing. So it was like, thank goodness, because I don't want another drought. So, but yeah, our winter's been kind of wacky here. I believe we're supposed to get only like 4 inches today, so not nearly enough snow that we should have this time of year. I kind of knew this would happen though, because last year we got so much snow, we had flooding and all this stuff, and now we're going to be dry as a bone come this summer. Did want to stream today too. I wanted to get back into streaming in general because I don't even think, I can't remember when I streamed last. But I won't be streaming next weekend only because we will be at my son's Vegas tournament for soccer. So definitely wanted to get a stream in before that. But kind of like I had mentioned if you saw my December completed pages, I was going to get back into streaming and all that. So I wanted to try and sneak one in. But yeah, next week there will not be a stream. And that's because I'll be out of town watching 2 soccer games because we just found out he has a doubleheader that day. Hi, Shannon. So yeah, we have a doubleheader on Sunday. Kind of bummed about that because we had planned on going home Sunday because his doubleheaders were on Saturday. And then they sent a notification that they changed us. So we're playing 2 games Sunday. I'm like, aw. I wanted to come home Sunday so that like we could have Monday off because the kids don't have school, I don't have work, and just have a little bit of a break. But looks like we'll be coming home Monday. I mean, so here's the thing. Ohuhus are a cheap marker and they're not awful. They only have 50-something refills right now, though. So please be careful when you're advertising the refills because they do not have refills for all 300 plus. Like 344 come in this Honolulu set, but Ohuhu actually has like 480 total colors between all their lines. Don't get me started on that hot mess. But they only have like 50 refills so far. They're churning out those really slow. Like I'm still waiting for a refill on one of my favorite colors. I shouldn't say my favorite, it's just most used. But I'm going to give the speech that I give people all of the time. If you really want a good marker, yes, Ohuhu is cheap. However, they are not value per se. I actually have spent less on my Copics over the years than Ohuhu. The nibs on the Ohuhu can reverse. So like if this gets all frayed, I can pull it out and reverse it. But they don't have the same nib. their color line is honestly really wacky. Like even the colors they pick, you're like, what the heck were you guys thinking? So they just don't have a very cohesive color line. Copic's line of colors makes sense. They have a numbering system that they don't keep changing. They do indeed have refills. The nib is amazing on a Copic. And like I said, I spent a lot of money on my Copics, but in the long run, I've actually spent less on my Copics than on my Ohuhus. So just something to keep in mind. Even with Ohuhu adding refills, my Copics are still costing me less and I'm getting better quality. It's the nib, it's the colors, it's just the way they're made. So that's just my opinion. But yeah, I mean, obviously you got to do what's in your budget. Of course, you can always, the nice thing about Copics is you could go on eBay, buy a used set of Copics, buy some refills. You can always replace the nibs if the nibs for some reason are bad on that set you got, that's used. But regardless, you're going to still spend less. So just something to keep in mind. And then you get a color system that works cohesively, as opposed to like the haphazard color picking that Ohuhu has done over the years. Because like I said, their color, when you look at their color chart, you're just like, what on earth? Because sometimes they just go for massively bright colors and they don't give you enough neutral. But I feel like the Copic line is very well balanced with the colors that they have. So that's just my opinion. I know everyone automatically goes to Ohuhu saying it's the best and the cheapest, but I disagree. I mean, I'm just one gal. You can do the chows. The chows are actually what are known for drying out faster, though. They hold less ink. However, they're the same as the Copic Sketch, and they're cheaper to buy initially. Just they hold less ink, but there are issues with the chows drying out faster. Although some people have said their sketches dry out faster, so I don't know. I haven't had that issue with my sketches. I've had it with my chows. I have a couple chows because it was cheaper to buy them. But yeah. Let's see. If you're going to buy Copics, there's actually a website where I bought all my Copics and they were pretty cheap if you're buying them new. What was it called? It was like Cozy Scrapbooking Shop. Don't buy them on Amazon. Hang on, let me look it up real quick. I think it's Cozy Scrapbooking, if I can find the link, because they had Copic markers. Yeah, it is this one. Let me copy it real quick. They had Copics. You can get your Copics cheaper there than purchasing them on Amazon. All right. They don't have all of the colors, or they didn't back when I was acquiring them, but they had a really good price. And you don't actually need every single Copic color unless you have, completionist syndrome like myself, and I'm sure a few others here. Okay. Just working on the hair. I do love using markers. I wish I colored with markers more often. It's just they're all in that huge storage case. If you've ever seen my studio tour. And I can't take it, I just can't pick them up and take them downstairs, which is where I tend to color. But I would love to use markers more. I'm thinking of moving my Ohuhus back into like a travel case or something. But yeah, I want to use my markers more. I want to get better at markers too. I am by no means a pro marker person. I'd love to be one though. Practice makes perfect. I didn't notify you that I went live because that's a bummer, but it's okay. You only missed a little bit. You're not late. I'm just coloring hair. And yes, I started with the hair, which I know is so shocking. I would check those other sites or even Blick. Stay away from Amazon for your Copic purchases. Yeah, there's a lot of cheaper, a lot more cheaper suppliers. I think that's her ear right there. Let's see, ear. Yeah, that's her ear. So I need to make sure I don't accidentally color her ear. But yeah, stay away from that. Check out that Cozy scrapbooking though that I did put a link down there, and see if they'll ship to Canada. Their prices were really good, at least back when I was using them. I don't know how it is now. But it was great because I'd use them to pick up some fillers. Gosh, when did I finish my Copic collection? It was a while ago. I know I have a few Copics I gotta refill. The joys. I think with the smaller refill, I can't remember what they said. It's like 5 or 6. You can get 5 or 6 sketches refilled out of it, but don't quote me on that. How do I feel about Holbein colored pencil? Sorry. Basically, anyone in this chat that's watched my channel long enough could answer how I feel about Holbeins. I also have a whole video on how I feel about Holbeins. And that's why Shannon's laughing. Yeah, I have a video on my channel that goes into depth with my thoughts of Holbeins. If you want to watch that. I am not a fan, but my review does kind of explain why I'm not a fan, so there's plenty of people that love them. I just don't. Sorry, that made me laugh. I'm not laughing at you. I was just laughing at the question because anytime someone asks me that, I just kind of giggle. Because I'm like, in the adult coloring community, I've been known to be the Holbein hater. So I'm one of those rare few that are like, ew, Holbein. Yeah. My review is entertaining. You should watch it. It's good times. Oh man, the flack on that one. Luckily, a lot of people for that Holbein review, because I took forever to do it, because other people who have ever said they hated Holbein suddenly just got like attacked by everyone. But most people were pretty cordial. I had a couple that were snarky, and I kind of anticipated that, but it actually has very little to do with the price point of Holbeins, although I do feel they're ridiculously overpriced. But yeah, I have my reasons. Oh, Melissa, hello. We were just chatting a minute ago. Did you finish putting your palette together? I need to finish putting my watercolor palette back together. Oh, we're so zoomed in, it's gonna look huge, but I've got my winter palette going on here that I need to add some more colors to. No, we're not talking about Holbeins. The H word is not allowed. I mean, to each their own. If you're not sure about Holbein's though, I wouldn't buy a whole set. I would just buy some open stock and try them. Just one gal's opinion. I actually got rid of my Holbeins because I knew I would never use them again. So I did my review and then off they went. No, we are not talking about how much I love them. Don't mislead. Unless there's huge, like, quotation marks around the word love. Emphasize the sarcasm. I do, however, genuinely love Prisma. So. Speaking of which, I had made a post about Prismas being on sale, and there was a couple of comments by some people that they were told Prismacolor was discontinuing the Prismacolor Premier line. I actually reached out to Prisma about that because I had not heard that, and you guys know I love Prisma, so I reached out to them. That's actually false information. They are not discontinuing them. They are changing how open stock will be available and where it will be available. That's it. So, yeah, don't, if you hear about the whole discontinuation, please don't spread that because that's incorrect. It's where these rumors about pencils go wild like fire, and then everyone panics and then like buys up a ton, and then I can't get my open stock. They are not going out of stock. Craft stores aren't carrying them anymore because it's a thing with the way they want to handle their open stock is basically how they're changing it. So that's why craft stores won't have them open stock anymore. Okay. Yeah, they're not discontinuing them. But I was kind of rattled because there was a few people spreading that rumor, and I wanted to like just clarify that because it's wrong. So I don't want anyone to like freak out. Also, if they were going to discontinue the line, they wouldn't have wasted their time replacing those two colors they could no longer get pigments for. So just a fun fact. That would have been a waste of money. All right. People wrong on the internet? Never. I know. That's why I had to like comment on that post of mine. Kind of like clarifying it because someone had said they were being discontinued, and then a bunch of people replied to it. And I'm like, no, wrong. Calm down. Ooh, hi there, Marker. But yeah, I mean, they're changing just how their open stock is distributed. That's all. That's all. Okay. I mean, the Verithins I don't use. I'm talking specifically Prismacolor Premier because those are what I use. Oops, let me just check on this. Okay. Trying to get through this hair. Figured her hair wouldn't take a while because it wasn't as crazy, but I was wrong. I know there's a lot of people that like the Verathins. I've just never been a fan. But it's because I like the Premiers, you know, they're soft and creamy, and the Verathins are not. So you'll be able to get the Prismacolor Premier pencils open stock still. It's just they're changing where and how. It's not like you'll have to go buy the sets of them. Just to clarify that. But I'm talking the Premier pencils only. I did snag a box though, that sale I had posted in my community tab, because I ended up getting the 150 count set for like $92. It's like, yeah, I can't say no to this. And I go through them so quickly. Oh, hi Dee. Well, welcome. Yeah. I would send some nasty messages. All right. Let's see. Just trying to get her hair done. It's all still wet. I went out of the lines up here, but I'm just going to do that. Okay. I know, I would probably like get a petition signed. There's actually a lot of artists that use Prismacolor that would be upset if they discontinued those too. It's not just coloring. Like, there's artists that still use those. I like how I say still, like as if there's some archaic pencil, but they have quite a few with good light fast ratings, and just the opacity of them. A lot of artists will use them for that alone. All right, let's see. This book has so many cute images. So she has a few Whimsical Darlings ones. Like, she has a holiday one. I think a Halloween one. This is one of the first ones, the one I'm working in today. But she has, like, I think 3 now. And for some reason, all of them, they're just so perfect for markers because they're a little bit more open. So if you're new to markers and you're not used to, like, you know, staying in the lines or whatnot, these ones are perfect. But I don't know, for me specifically, every time I look at these ones, I just think, oh, that would be so cute with marker. All right, let's see. So for those who are just joining or joined a little bit later, because I did start like a couple minutes early, I am giving away 2 copies, digital copies, I want to point out, of this book. So the Whimsical Darlings Cute and Simple one. It's linked in the description below. Nightbot by now has probably spammed it a few times with the prompt to enter. You only have to do the prompt once for it to pull a winner, because I'll be running it twice. So I'll probably run one here in just a second after I get this little whimsy hair piece here. And then I'll run another one closer to the end. But this is for live stream only. So if you're watching this on replay, the giveaway is closed. And then, of course, you have to be in the chat when your name is called. So if you're not in the stream at the time, then I will have it roll and pick another person. And anyone can enter, even mods. I think that's hair right there. I used to go through the white pencil a lot, but I haven't lately. I go through phases. Regardless, I buy them in 12 packs off of Blick because you can get them cheaper if you buy 12 or more on Blick. But yeah, I haven't been going through it as much as I used to. Let's see. I was going to do my Copic color wheel, but I think I'll just do that like as a different video. I got this new Copic color wheel. I want to see if I like it better than the Copic chart. Okay, let me real quick run over to Nightbot. So this will be for the first giveaway. Again, there is, I'll do it a second time, but I am going to roll it for a winner. Okay, Tiger Lily. Let's see. Is Tiger Lily still in the chat? Because you do have to be in the chat to win. And there will be a second giveaway too. But again, remember, you only have to enter once. So even if you've entered for the first giveaway of the book, you don't have to enter again. Yep, to the front, please. Yeah, it's a really cool color wheel though. I got it on Etsy and I was going to do it on live stream because I want to organize my Copics and see if I like it better than the traditional Copic chart that, most of us Copic users use. But then I thought about it. I was like, oh, I've got like 300 plus colors to swatch. And, anytime I've swatched 300 plus colors, that has taken like 3 hours of my life. So maybe I'll just do that while laying in bed. Have my husband carry this big old case downstairs. Oh, you are there. There you are. Let's see. Okay, so I am going to, I'm not using my StreamYard today. That would be so handy dandy because then I could pin the message to the screen. But I am going to type in my email and pin it. And that is what you need to email today. Let me type it in. Hopefully that's correct. Email me today so that I can email it to you. Why is it not letting me pin the message? Oh, for Pete's sake. Keeps asking me if I want to give myself a happy face. So yeah, just make sure you email me over today saying that you were one of the winners, and then I will get you a PDF copy of this book. And then I'll do another drawing in just a little while. It is PDF, so sorry, you got to print it out, but we're all eco-friendly here. So you write the word whimsical, caps don't matter. Nightbot will spam the instructions again here shortly, so don't worry. You have some time as well. Do be careful about adding it too many times because I do have the anti-spam on. One sec. I gotta just tell my daughter that my Starbucks is at the door. I had to order myself a white peppermint mocha before they stopped making them. I hate when Starbucks takes those away. I'm like, but it's so good. Leave it there. You can technically get them year-round, but it costs more when it's no longer in season. So I like to be frugal about it, I guess. Trying to keep my hand out of the way. Which way do I want to tackle this? Okay. I looked at the Inco tanks, but the problem is, okay, so for example, if you're doing markers, then you're going to need to either put a fixative over your printed page because the ink will bleed with alcohol markers or water mediums or even water activated pencils. So I use a laser jet, and the next printer I buy will also be a laser jet. To each their own, though. It's just keep that in mind. If you have a inkjet printer and the ink that they use is water-based, which most of them are, then you're going to get bleeding. So you'll have to prep the page after if you're going to use markers or anything like that. I just always like to put that out there just so people are aware, because I've had people message me asking how come I don't get any bleeding. And that's because this is laser printed. Go laser. Oh, is that my coffee? Thank you. You might have to heat it up for me though. Let me see. Yeah, you totally do. 35 seconds, the usual. Sorry, my daughter brought my coffee. No, laser doesn't use ink. It's toner. And then it's heated and basically imprinted onto your page. Like you can actually feel it. Feel the lines on your page. So it's way different, but I mean there's pros and cons, but I mean wrong color. I don't want this one yet. I don't spend a lot in toner on my laser jet, to be honest. I'm trying to think. I just now created or ordered some toner, and the last time I had ordered toner, it was a while back. But the toner is expensive, but it lasts quite a long time for me. And I print a lot of PDFs. I mean, if you've seen my colored pages, how often am I coloring in a book? So, all those portraits. I saw something about putty. Make a putty with a scent that reminds you of mocha. I actually have one. There is a putty in my Etsy store called Peppermint Mocha. So I have a sticky wax and a putty in Peppermint Mocha right now. Actually, it might be out of stock. I'm trying to think. We just restocked the putty and wax, but I can't remember if Peppermint Mocha was in this batch or if it's going to come back next week. I rotate the monthly scents, so if it's not there right now, keep an eye on it or follow me on Instagram. I'm trying to be better about, follow my Etsy store. Thank you, honey. On Instagram. It's Pure Bliss Wax Company. And I'm trying to get better about notifying which items I've just restocked so that you guys know which scents I've just put in. But yeah, I do have a Peppermint Mocha one, along with a few other things. Let's see. Thanks, Melissa. You beat Shannon to linking. Oh my gosh. Shannon. But yeah, I'm trying to get better about posting stuff for the store on there. It's just, goodness gracious, not enough hours in the day. All right. Now, if I wanted to make this hair like realistic, I would probably go back over with pencil and add some definition, but I'm keeping these gals kind of cartoony, I guess we'll use that word. I do have the Arctics ones, but I'm not the biggest fan of the Arctics pencils. I need to play with them a little bit more. But yeah, I don't know. There's something with those Arctics pencils that just rubs me the wrong way. So I need to play with them a little bit more and maybe figure out Same with like the Derwent Chroma Flow. I keep meaning to play around with those a little bit. But as of late, I've just wanted to use my Prismacolor. And I've decided, if there's a pencil that's calling to you and it brings you joy to use, just use it and not feel guilty that you're not using everything else. So, but yeah, I do want to try using the Arctics a few more times and see if I can figure out why I don't like them so that I can put it into words for you guys. Because right now it's like, yeah, I don't like them, but people go, why? And I'm like, I don't know. It's just when I use them, I don't like it. That's not a good enough answer, though. There's just something with those Arctics pencils. I like the Arctics brush alcohol markers, though. Those aren't shabby. I have not tried the Posca pencils. I did put them on my wish list, and I keep waiting to see a price drop. But they are one of the ones I want to try. I want to try them all so I can review them. But I already have a stack I need to review. What I love about this paper is as you're adding the ink, it's you can still see how wet it is. You can actually just see it layering on top of one another. But it lets you see it so you can kind of manipulate it a little bit. It's always good if you're coloring with markers to use a page that's not going to be spongy. So Create Space paper is spongy. It just soaks right in. Because if it stays wet and on the surface, you can kind of blend it out a little better and get something more smooth. Do the markers yellow your pages in your books? Which markers specifically? But also, I'm trying to think. I don't really use markers in my books because most of my books are double-sided and I don't want the bleed through. So I haven't really used markers a ton. I've used water-based ones like Tombow and then the Lyra ones, and King Art ones that are all Tombow wannabes. And I haven't seen yellowing with those. But are you talking alcohol markers? Yeah, the Arctics pencils did come down in price. So that was why I wanted to kind of play around with them. Oh crap, I think I was supposed to send Melissa my spare set. Wasn't I supposed to do that? It's all right. Call me out on the live that I didn't send it to you so I can remember. But I'm pretty sure I said I would send those. But yeah, I know they have dropped the price of the Arctics ones, which is good because when they first came out, I was like, oof, this price? I think what it is with the Arctics pencils is the layering. Now, as most of you know, I don't like to layer. I use as few layers as possible to get the job done. However, with skin and portraits and stuff, I have to do a lot of layers. And I think that was one of the things I was noticing with the Arctics is the buildup. You would get so much filler buildup that you couldn't really get your layers in before it just got kind of funky. So I remember that being one of the problems. But yeah, they are a lot cheaper too now. So I'll have to play around with them and see. I know I did a first impressions and stuff, but maybe we'll see if I like them. I have no words. Oh, no, wait. I don't think it was the Arctics. It was my spare set of Chroma Flow, wasn't it? Crap. I don't know. I had a spare set of something. Because I know I had purchased Chroma Flow when they first came out in a smaller set. And then when they came out in the bigger set, Derwent sent me one. And so I know I had promised to send Melissa one of those. It was either Arctics or Chromaflow. Can't remember. Was it the 24 Chromaflow? I can't remember now. You have my phone number. Just harass me. But yeah, I gotta play with those Chromaflows. They've been sitting off to the side of my desk, actually, just waiting for me to kind of pull them out. I don't believe the Arctics will ever replace Prismacolor, though. I'm gonna just throw that out there because the feel of them is nothing like a Prismacolor. So yeah, there's that problemo. And then, of course, they're just a cheap budget brand, so quality is not always there. And I know people say there's quality issues with Prisma, but honestly, you got to consider where you're buying them, because I use a ton of Prisma. And I'm not being sarcastic. I legit use a ton of Prismacolor pencils, like tons. You all, if you've seen my studio, you've seen my bucket of Prismas, and that rotates out and gets used up like several times a year. So I can tell you, with all of the jumbo amounts of open stock and just buying sets when they're on sale, I very rarely come across a defective Prismacolor, but that is because I buy them from the right suppliers. So, like, I get my open stock from Blick and stuff like that. Do I keep the tins for my pencils? I just saw one of my neighbors drive by, and he was on a four-wheeler, so I thought he was going to be plowing everyone's sidewalks, because a lot of people do that with their four-wheelers. But no, he was just riding by in the snow. Aw, shucks. I guess my son has to go out there and plow the snow. He has to work out. He's got a tournament coming up. He's got to get in shape. And I just am too lazy today. Yes, I like that color. The cool jars. Wait, what jars? I must be missing something. All right, I am almost done with the hair. Thank goodness. Although, in all fairness, if I was doing this with pencil, we would have been here a lot longer. And I took breaks. Oh, I don't need this color anymore, so I'm going to get the lid back on it. One thing I will say I do appreciate from Ohuhu that Copic does not have, and for Pete's sake, Copic, for the cost of your marker, like, so with an Ohuhu, you can put the other lid on the back. You can't do that with freaking Copics. It's like, come on. All that money we spend, y'all can't make a cap that fits on the other end. But seriously, that's like my one complaint. So, all right. I think I may have to go over here real quick and just adjust. I'm just taking my middle color, which is this leather, and kind of just fixing where the highlight got a little splotchy. Yep. We'll see how that is when it dries. Okay. Okay, so I can't color the bows quite yet because I needed her hair to dry so my hand doesn't sit in it. But I'm going to work on some of this frilly here. And so for this like little frilly lace area, which I think I'll do a little bit in here too, and maybe the collar. So I picked out like purples for the dress. But yeah, for this frilly thing, I want to do kind of like a lace. So let's see. I want to make sure I got these numbers right. So I picked E160 and then E010. We'll see how that looks. I may need to add something darker. But we'll see. We'll see. Oh, the nib on this one's really stiff. So this is E160, also known as Soft Sun. I just don't know if this color is going to be dark enough. However, I am going to layer it so that I get a little bit darker. Okay. And then this is E010, which is Pale Fruit Pink. Oh, I got just fine, actually. Yeah, we might be good. All right. At color schemes, oh, you're too sweet. I actually suck at it. I think so. I tend to go to the same color palette. Need to branch out. Be bold. Branch out. All right, and then back to that pale fruit pink. Again, remember your light colors are going to always soak up, almost like erase in a way, your darker colors. So if you're going over a darker color, even if it's very light colors like this, the lightest color is going to work similar to a colorless blender and suck up that color. So always be kind of ginger with it, unless you intentionally want to suck up that color. All right. Yeah, that works. And we'll grab this one, back to our pale fruit pink. Just debating, yeah. So I think I'll have a purple in there. I haven't decided on her color quite yet. We'll see. I'll take a sip of my coffee, though. Let's see. I love my ChromaFlow. They work great on Amazon paper. I haven't tried them on Amazon paper. I honestly, on Amazon paper, oh crap, thank you for reminding me. I was going to make a video of which pencils I use on Amazon paper. I need to remember to put that on my list. I threw out my list of last year's content ideas because I was like, fresh year. And crap, that was one of them. But anyway, I tend to use my Prisma, I know, shock, on Create Space paper. And then I like Black Widow on Create Space paper. I also like Starjoy on Create Space paper. They're actually not too bad on Create Space paper. This one feels like it's drying out. No, I don't think I ever use you. Why would you be drying out? One thing I didn't pull out was the colors for the skin, because I may have to pull out my Copics for that or another set, because I know for a fact some of my Ohuhus that I use for skin, they are out of ink and they don't have refills for those ones yet. I'm probably just going to go buy another 36 count set of skin tone ones. I just hate buying another set of markers. So, like, I'll just supplement. Either that or I'm going to play with a new combo and try and use something that's close-ish. Okay. Now we got to do, let's see. Okay, it looks dark right now, but once it dries, it'll be a lot lighter. Again, like I always say, don't judge your markers when they're wet because that's not always what they look like. It's kind of like with watercolor. Just wait till it dries. Let's see. That dips in there. A few spots have gone out of the lines, but I don't really care because that's going to be purple underneath it. Okay. Whoop. Bye, marker. No worries. Feed the kids. It's one of those things you have to do. Oh my gosh, this week I made my 2 older ones that are living with me. I told them they have to start doing their own laundry. I can't tell you how absolutely freeing it was just to let those words slip out of my mouth. It's like, because I've been like so annoyed after winter break because all I would hear from everyone was, "Where's this? Where's that?" I'm like, "You have 2 hands. Wash your own freaking clothes if you need it right now." And so I finally like just got sick of it because no one wanted to help fold. They just wanted mom to do everything. Like, mom doesn't do enough. And so the other day I was like, "Oh, by the way, part of the new year, you all are doing your own laundry and you only have 1 day during the week to do it. So if you don't get it done, you have to wait till that next day rolls around because I use the washer the rest of the day, like the rest of the days." Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. It's like I just gained hours of my life back not having to do laundry for them. I got to do my own. And then, of course, the hubby's, although I'm really close to telling him to do his own as well. So sick of him being like, "Where's my socks?" Okay, you have 2 hands and you're an adult. Use the freaking washing machine, dear. My 7-year-old, we're going to start teaching her how, and then she'll start doing her own as well. But she's going to need a little bit more assistance. But the other ones, yeah. Like I told my son, because his laundry day was yesterday and his stuff's in the dryer. I was like, "You better pull that out or I'm throwing it all into the dirty laundry." Such a mean mom. I enjoy folding because I can sit there and like relax, listen to an audiobook or music or I don't know, stare at a wall. I find it quite relaxing to fold. What I really loathe is putting it away. Like I just do not want to put it away at all. So that's the thing. It's kind of like dishes. Like I could hand wash tons of dishes, but putting them away, no. That's where I draw the line. But yeah, I actually find folding laundry really peaceful. Okay. Let's see. Okay, it goes up there. It has been nice because my sister-in-law is living with us right now, and so she'll just like start and do our laundry for us, and I'm like, "Oh, we're so spoiled." When she moves out, I won't have like all of a sudden just this basket of folded laundry ready to go. Because the other day she just did all the laundry that was in the laundry room. And it was awesome. It's like, "No, you don't need to move out. Stay here forever." I swear, I don't know about you guys, but laundry is that chore that just like, no matter what, like I one time spent a whole weekend catching up on everything, emptying every basket, doing like every single wash. Spent hours, and then it was all for naught because, like, I swear everything filled back up like immediately. It's one of those chores that just, yeah, no satisfaction. See, I'll wash dishes for days. Like our it was over Christmas. Our water pressure, like something happened with our water pressure and we had none. Like seriously, if someone turned on a faucet, you couldn't even like flush a toilet. There was no water pressure. It was really bad. And I had all these dishes from Christmas piled up, and I couldn't run the dishwasher because we didn't have enough pressure to even run the dishwasher. It would have blown out the motor. So they came the day after Christmas and fixed it, but I had like a pile of dishes, and I just sat there washing them. But it was like, I don't know, it was very, very soothing. And then, of course, I made the kids put them all away because that's what I do. I give my kids the chores I don't want to do. I'm like, I don't want to put away dishes. That's on you. Here you go. I don't want to take out the kitchen trash. It's your new chore. Dog mess, all those fun chores. All right. Almost done with her little lace, and then we'll I'll probably do that down there too, but I'll do that one later. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, this one feels like it's drying out, but I know I don't use this color very often, if ever. Like, I was purposely trying to pick colors I don't frequently use because I know a few of my Ohuhus are running dry, and I'm hoping they'll add it to their refill line because some of these you can only buy in big sets. All right. So we got her little lace there. All right, we'll start on her dress. So her dress, I'm doing in like a purplish pinkish color. Let's see, so we have some here. I'll probably end up doing that in the lace color. Still haven't decided what I want to do up here. And then yeah, her bows as well. The hair should be dry by now. So let's see, for her dress. I have V210, come on camera, V210, which is Signal Violet, V160, why is this not zooming in, which is Deep Lilac. I have V150, which is Mallow, and then I also added RV270, which is Shadow Pink. But I'm going to start with this V210, which is Signal Violet. Let's see. Hi, Jen. And, oh, Valerie. And anyone else I missed? I have never used this color, so the nib on this one is really stiff. Oof. It is one stiff one. Let me see if I can turn so my hand's not in the way. So many things to coordinate here. My hand out of the way, marker cap visible. Okay. Now we're on to Deep Lilac, which is V160. I'm going to carry this one around. Not used to coloring a bow sideways. This will be interesting. Then we have V150, which is the Mallow color. mallow, potato. This one's going to require a little bit more blending. Okay. All right, so V210 again. So this is the Signal Violet. Also, if you're new to markers do in fact layer, and so you can make layers darker. So I do want you guys to keep that in mind if you're ever playing with markers. So like if you're swatching them per se, that's one layer. I actually have these swatch cards from Copics that have you do, what is it, like 3 or 4 layers? And they're really handy because then you can see how that color actually looks as you layer it up. So keep that in mind when you're coloring too. Like as you lay down the color, if you plan to keep going over it, you're going to have it darker in some spots, basically, wherever you layered it. Just like a pencil. Only difference is you're not really worried about the tooth, whereas like once you use up your tooth on the paper with pencil, you can't really get much more out of it. It's not the same here. And then back to my V150, which is a lot pinkier than my swatch chart conveyed, but whatever. And if you're new to markers, just know purples are the hardest to blend, so never start with a purple combination. This one looks really ugly right now, but it's because it's wet. But yeah, purple is actually one of the hardest to blend with markers. Okay. All right. Let me actually add this. Okay. And I'm going to just put a little bit of this one in the middle. It won't show up at first, but it will as it dries. Okay. Who would have thought a bow would need so many layers? But it's because I'm kind of jumping pretty far between colors, so I have to layer them up. Otherwise, they're not going to blend out. All right, we'll let that dry. Okay. Wait, no, sorry. I lied. Need to add this one back over here. Okay. Let's see, what time are we at? Okay, I'll start on this bow over here, and then I'll do another drawing for the last drawing for the book, the PDF book. Okay. lilac, or deep lilac, sorry. It's actually a really pretty color. I'm super focused at the moment because I'm trying to blend my purples before they dry. Because like I said, purples are pretty hard to blend. And we got mallow. All right. Okay. I don't think I've used any of these colors actually, because they're all like the nibs are really stiff and they're really juicy. So I don't think I've used any of them. There are quite a few like purples and pinks I haven't used in my Ohuhu set. I'm trying to remember when I bought the others, because what I ended up doing, like you can buy the 320 set right now, but what was it, like a not 320, sorry. Yeah, is it 320? Yeah, it is 320. It's a 320 set, plus you have to buy some of the skin tones. But I think what I did is I bought like the pack that added on to the 216 set, I want to say, to make the full set. And then I already had the skin tones, and I think it's one of the pastel sets you need as well to get the full 344. I know on one of my videos I did like a thing like breaking it down, but I can't remember completely. All right, let me go over to Nightbot. Okay, so we'll do the last pull for the giveaway. Again, this is just for in-stream or, for the live stream. So you do need to be in the chat at the time. So I'm going to go ahead and roll it. Oh, and it's Durban. Is Durban still here? It's always hard to see if they're still here. I gotta type in my email address again because I forgot to pin it. Naughty, naughty. Oops. We'll see if, oh, for Pete's sake, I can't type. I think that's yep, okay. I really need to get my StreamYard back up. I had canceled it because I wasn't streaming for a little bit, but man, do I miss it. So, really need to get that one back going. But yeah, we'll make sure. Yeah, it wanted me to put a reaction on it, but ugh. That's why I need to just get my StreamYard back up so I can just, like, it shows on the screen and I don't have to mess around with it. But I had canceled it since I wasn't streaming actively at the time. So note to self, need to renew that. Wait, did you change your name to Tech Gal in the middle of this stream? Because it showed as Durban first, but I recognized the icon. Threw me off for a second there. That's funny. I was like, wait, I recognize the symbol. Yeah, so just make sure both winners send me a message today. Um, and then I will get that over. The reason I always ask that you message me the day of the stream is because people, when they watch it on replay, will try to pretend they are you. I'll get messages almost every single time I do a giveaway on the live stream from someone days later pretending to be the winner. So that's why I say message me the day of. That way I know it's actually you. But yeah, it's crazy how many people like try to impersonate. The world we live in. Yeah. Yeah, well, when you first came into the live stream, it had you as under your Durban name. So, like, because when you first came into the live stream, I saw you said hello to everyone and it said Durban. So, not sure. That's funny. I'm just trying to get this to blend the way I want it to. Still leave its little highlight bits. So you should probably see what I'm just using the deep lilac, so it's like my middle tone color. I'm just trying to get that in there. So whatever I don't finish today, part 2 I'll be finishing this up on my quiet coloring channel. So I just do like silent color alongs on there. It actually makes it easier for me because then I can watch a show and color a page for you guys. But yeah, it'll be part 2. Well, I shouldn't even say part 2 because what I'm going to do is download the footage. Let me get my camera up here. I'm going to download the footage from today's stream, and then I'll put it all in one video on my quiet coloring channel as a color along. But zoom out so you can see. Okay, so there she is, little, I don't think she has a name in the book. I need to find out what her name is. But I've got the hair and the bows done. So I'll be using these 4 colors for her dress and whatnot. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it a day today. But yeah, I will be working on this throughout the week, and I'll upload the whole color along on my silent coloring channel. So it'll be just one long video on there. But yeah, got pretty far. I mean, this hair, if I was doing like this in a live stream with pencils, we would still be on the hair. So, just keep that in mind. Things move slower in a live stream because obviously I'm doing chats and giveaways and all that stuff. So, but yeah, thank you everyone for hanging out. I hope you had a wonderful New Year's, and yeah, I should be posting some more videos here soon now that I no longer have the flu. And hopefully this year goes better. But thanks everyone for hanging out with me, and until next time, bye.